advantage of the disadvantage. Meaning, turning your negatives to be positives. You think you don't have good citizens to work with. Make them good citizens yourself. It's important. So, let your negatives, what I mean by turn your negatives into positive is what is happening today. The hardships we are going through. This is the time we begin to think differently. We have done this consistently for so many years, and it has not changed our life. What do we have to do new to turn our lives around? So these hardships brings creativity. Hardships brings creativity. When the women were dogging me, I was building confidence and saying that one day I'm going to be somebody. And here we are. I slept on the veranda from Form 1 to Upper 6. Now I have over 200 houses. Who ever thought that that boy who was sleeping on that veranda could have over 200 houses? My general manager, sometimes he shows me, oh, the house is here. I have forgotten. And he tells me, no, let's go here. Especially when they construct the roads. It changes the outlook of the areas. And sometimes I get confused. That Lazarus' son. Before you in this great hall, trust me, I stand for hope. And when you look at me and listen to my background, it gives you hope that all is not lost. You have hope. So hope. But that hope, don't just sit there and hope and hope and hope. Hope should come with action. You are hoping, but it should come with action. You are hoping that your life will be turned around. The action is what you were doing wrong. You are going to change it and be creative. That is where the action will let your hope build. So you cannot just be sitting there and hope and hope and hope. No. Hope with action. Ideas. You need ideas. And you cannot just have ideas. You have to spark it. So you need spark. When you have the ideas, you need to spark it. Because a lot of you are sitting here. Your parents or your relatives or guardians give you money to come to school. If you want to succeed in life, you should begin to keep some of the money and say that even if I'm a teacher, I'm going to have an extra income. And therefore, I'm going to save this money and start my business small. That is how you spark ideas. But you just don't have ideas, dream, and think manna will come from heaven. No. So, you are here at the university. University education is means to an end. But university will not determine your success in life. If not, respectfully, professor would have been the richest person on earth. Because when he took me to his office, the way he started, said, this short man is brainy, very smart. Thought he said, I've known him for long, not today. I know him. Oh. So it's good to be educated. But I beg you, I'm begging you, you have to work hard and do other things. Spark the ideas you have. Take action with the hope that you have. And one day, you're going to succeed. We should all take our destiny into our own hands. And let me tell you, any human being all over the world, not only Ghana, who depends solely on government for survival will never succeed in life. Never. You will never succeed. Because the pie is this big. We have a population of 32 million wanting a piece of this pie. How much are you going to get? The duty of the government is to create enabling environment for you to take advantage of it. The duty of the government is not to put money in your pocket every day. If you are expecting government to give you money every day, it means you are praying, God, let me be poor. God, let me be poor. Let me be poor. Yes. Yes, government can't give you everything. So you have to work hard. So if you see Kenneth Japan and you are thinking, oh, the man is rich, the man is this, I work hard and I continue to work hard. One day my sister asked me a question. What are you doing with these so many houses? It's not only one that you are going to sleep in. I said, you fool, one day you'll remember me. Yes. I got broke. I sold 9 of my houses. Assuming I had not bought those houses when I was making money. And bought flashy cars with nice girls going around. When I got broke, these nice girls would have left me. But because I sold those 9 houses, those nice girls, they didn't leave because they didn't see that I was broke. You know? So please, it's good to be content. But if you want to succeed in life, Africans, we are fond of saying that, oh, after all, you're going to die. Who says I'm not going to die? Bill Gates, is he not going to die? Amazon, is he not going to die? Elon Musk, is he not going to die? Why are they still making money? And the very people who deceive you and take money from you will come in the face of Christ. Tell you, oh, the law says you have to give this. Well, Jiminti. The law says, now, I have created you in my own image. So ask yourself, look into the mirror and ask yourself, say, God, is that your image that I'm seeing? If it is not nice to you, tell God, this face, I don't like it. Oh. Change it. So please, Africans, we are considered underdogs because of our thinking. Let's begin to change our mindset and challenge ourselves and say that what any white man has done on earth, I can do it too. We've been in the classroom. Fordham University has about 95% whites. And we're there. This Anublo Fucheme. As for economics, and I was sweeping the awards just like that. 3 consecutive times, I was in American Who is Who. 3. That boy from Asidum. At the age of 33, maybe anyway, that time, I knew what I wanted. It's a book. So I'm begging you. Take your destiny into your own hands and begin to challenge yourself and say that I'm not going to be dependent on government for survival. I want to survive and contribute to the nation. You know, when I was the first time in Parliament, President Kufuor's time, a member of Parliament, They were building Cape Coast Medical School, and I gave 1 billion. I donated 1 billion to Cape Coast Medical School. AstroTurf. The man was sarcastic. The gentleman was sarcastic. But it's nice to put it. I'm going to give you the AstroTurf. No, Dean of Students, you were a witness. You were here when I donated the money. But from what the SRC president is saying, it means that you did not even give me even a science lab. Name Kennedy Japan Science Lab. That is why the young ones that are coming, they don't know. So I'm going to build the AstroTurf. And what is the name that you are going to put on? You got it. So, Dean, students, I think I want to end here. And no, I have to go to Kumasi too and continue. I will come again. I'll come again. Yeah, when I'm commissioning the AstroTurf, I'll be here. And trust me, anything that I say before the public, I do it. Just pray for Kennedy Japan, long life. And I'll deliver for you to see. And this time, it's not going to be the medical school that even science lab was not named after me. This one, you are saying that Kennedy Japan's AstroTurf. Dean, fellow students, SRC invited guests, I want to say a big thank you for the honor done me, a privilege for me to speak to august students like you. Thank you very much, and God bless all of you.
Let's give it up for him. A standing ovation, please. Let's keep clapping. Thank you so much. And that is Honorable Kennedy Ohini Ejapon, the MP for Asin Central constituency, right here at the University of Cape Coast. Thank you. There will be a question and answer session, so get your notepads and your pens and your questions ready, and you can ask him any questions and anything that you want to know. But before that, let's quickly acknowledge the local NUCS executive of UCC. The local NUCS of UCC and PDF. PDF.
Hello, great. All right, people, I know you're enjoying the conversation. And of course, it is time for us to also hear from the gentleman. When I say gentleman, you know what I'm talking about. Who TVUCC here. And of course, we normally say our own. What is happening to our microphone? Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable who is the MP. Whoa, okay. MP for Cape Coast North. He is also going to tell us something. You know, this is meant for us to get to unlock our potential. And we are listening to the life stories of the experienced, the voice of the experienced this time. So ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, let's welcome Honorable Kwame Naminta Nyako, Member of Parliament for Cape Coast South, Cape Coast North to be precise. Our own.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Chair, Honorable. That was a very wonderful rendition of what you've gone through. Well done. Good afternoon to everyone. Yes, I'm here to talk about the theme for unlocking leadership. And I want to use a bit of some aspect of my life to equally support my session. But before I do that, I want you to write this down, if you have a paper and a pen with you. The greatness of a leader is measured by the achievements of the led. The greatness of a leader is measured by the achievements of the led. This is the ultimate test of his effectiveness. This is the ultimate test of his effectiveness. If you are a leader, the people you are leading, their success is your success. That's what I mean. So if you are a leader and we cannot see anything in the people you are leading, that doesn't make you an effective leader. And that is what I want you to appreciate. When I was growing up, leadership started. Between my mom and dad, I was the only son and the only child. The others are all steps. Stepsisters, stepbrothers. My dad has 7 kids. My mom has 2 kids. And between the two, I'm the only one. So that's how leadership started. I had to live amongst people from different spheres of life. To be a leader, there's the need for you to compromise. How do you settle in a score in a house where you have different people from different backgrounds all meeting up on the same score? It is important for you to start compromising. And that's what leadership is all about. When I went to Addis Ababa, I was a boarding student from Form 1 to Form 3. In Form 3, I had a fight. And the fight was simple. I had friends who are from Accra. They speak Ga. I'm from Cape Coast. I speak Fanti. These guys wanted me to learn Ga. And I wanted them to learn Fanti. Now they said they will not allow me to teach them Fanti. Neither do I also want to learn Ga. And that's how the fight started. That simple thing. And I beat him mercilessly. And I was asked to go home. So I was moved from boarding today, from Form 3. And then in Form 4, I was asked to come back to boarding house. What it means is that you have to stand by your principle. It's very important if you want to be a leader. I remember in 1992, my dad is a strong MPP man. I had gone to do my registration, voter ID, and I was going to vote. Those times my dad was keeping the cards. Every card you have, he keeps them. So it was time for me to go and vote. So I went to him. I said, "Can I please have my card? I want to go and vote." Then he asked, "Who are you going to vote for?" I said, "J.J. Rawlings." I said, "Are you crazy?" I said, "Yes, I like him. I'm only going to vote for him because I like him. I like his character, his charisma. I just like him. That's why I'm going to vote for him." He said, "Oh, once you're going to vote for JJ, I'm sorry, I will not give you your card." So no problem. We're growing up at Pedu Estate. So I walked from Pedu Estate to the regional police station. I went to report my dad that I want to go and vote. But my dad is not giving me my voter ID card because he says I'm going to vote for JJ. So the police people said, "Let's go home." They took me home. My dad was sitting right at the front of the foyer. was like, yes, what can I do for you guys? He said, we brought your son. He needs his voter ID card to go and vote. I said, don't worry. My dad said, no worry. He went in the room, bought my card, and gave it to me and said, well, after voting, I should stay right there. Sometimes you need to take some decisions for yourselves, regardless of the consequences. And luckily for me, my mom was living somewhere. So I was very happy that my dad was saying that I should leave, because I was staying with my stepmom and the kids. So that was a very good opportunity for me to also go and see my mom. So when I came back, I was packing my stuff and he came in. Stupid, bread food. So, sometimes we need to take set decisions for ourselves. But one thing that I know of leadership is the power of networks. Is the power of networks. Never underestimate the power of networks. And if you have that vision to be who you are, don't underestimate anyone. In your attempt to undermine someone's intelligence, you're rather advertising your mental weakness. So you need to appreciate people's ability to express themselves and don't downplay anyone. It is very important. When I was in Addis-Ababa, I was into leadership roles. I was playing football, I was in cadet, I was doing so many things. And on all those areas, I was trying to get to know people. That was when I had my nickname, Raga. Those times there was a song that is sing called Raga. Those ones were Buju Bantons, Sizzler, and all those stuffs. So I used to sing. We have what we call the Black Santa Night. So we always come and showcase your talent. And that's when I started singing Raga songs. So one time I wasn't there. They said, where's the guy who's been singing Raga? Where's the Raga guy? Where's the Raga guy? And then the Raga became my Nicky. And I've used it till now. The reason is that in your quest to see yourself go higher, fix yourself in places where you'll be recognized. When I was in Addis-Ababa, I was recognized because I was into sports, I was into entertainment. From Addis-Ababa, I went to Commander Teacher Training College to train as a teacher. There, I was also into sports, I was also into entertainment. I was a house prefect as well. From Commander, I came to UCC. UCC, I was a course rep from level 200 to level 400. In UCC, I was a Casford Hall president. And the way I won was very interesting. I was there with Prof. Eugene Date. He was a senior ahead of me in Casford. Now this is what and Casford was the first time I took my first alcoholic beverage. There was one senior I went to meet, and I said that I want to become the whole president. By that time, when we were doing, what do you know? I was into sports. I was playing badminton, playing football, playing hockey, playing volleyball, and all that for Casford and for UCC. So I was known. And interestingly, I was a president for GAMSU. GAMSU, that is the Methodist? Yes. So I'm very spiritual. Don't underestimate my spirituality. So, I went to speak to this man, and this man is now one of the big men in Ghana. I don't want to come up with his name. So I said, I want to be the president of this hall. He said, are you sure? I said, yeah. Okay. Have you taken alcohol before? I said, no. And you want to be the president? I said, why? Is that a requirement? I said, yes, it has to be a requirement, because at some point, you have to go crazy. So, we had a disco in the hall. Castle, we used to have a disco in the hall. So at that disco, there's a bar. So he invited me to come to the bar and come and try what it takes to enjoy alcohol. So I came in and he gave me a shot of alcohol. I tried it. It wasn't that bad. But before I realized, I was going on the left side. They carried me up straight to my room, took me to the shower, dressed me with a lot of water, and then took me back to bed. And that's how I started taking alcohol. And it is a good thing he taught me, because sometimes you have to go crazy. our time, there was something we call the 80% that was being introduced by the university. And then we were not happy of the introduction of the 80% being an A. Because we didn't have books at the library. The lecture theaters were inadequate. Most of us were sitting on stones for lectures. So we had to do an aluta, spearheaded by myself and some few friends. And the entire student population. We blocked the road from Takrady to Accra. So we're there for like 3 hours. And the Central Region Minister then was what's the name? He's an Ewe man. He came by. He invited all the student leaders to the VC's office. He said, "Oh, why would you want to block the road? The road is not part of the university." He said, "Oh, but it is in front of the university. And anybody coming to the university would have to use that entrance to get in there. So if we make the noise in here, you will not hear from us. But since we did that, you definitely heard it and you are here. So we want you to tell the VC that until these things are provided, enough lecture theaters, we have a lot of more books in there, then we are not going to allow the 80% to come up." So they brought some police people. I was the first person they took away. And then, as we were going to the police station, there was one policeman who said, "Oh, when you're in power, what was your boo?" And I said, "Before I wouldn't have come in, before we got to the police station, the custodians were there, waiting for their whole president to come there. And immediately I came, I saw them, and I told them, "You know what? Let's go back to the university." And then the policeman was like, "Are you serious?" I said, "Yes. I'm taking my men to the university. Then I'll come back." So they all followed me. Immediately we got to the hall, the policeman said, "You know what? Stay inside. Don't come back again." That is what leadership is all about. Your ability to lead. And the people that are leading you are for you. That is what leadership is all about. Your ability to network is very important. The reason why I'm saying all these things is because in our lives, as we maneuver through, the people who meet on our way up, they are very likely the people who meet on our way down. Vis-a-vis, what happens within that channel, there's the need for you to show respect. There's the need for you to show appreciation. Anyone that has supported you any way or the other, show appreciation. Because you never know when and at what point in time you get your satisfaction. Thank you for having me. God bless.
Thank you. Please, let's give it up for him. Oh, let's give it up for him, please. He is indeed a custodian. And please help me acknowledge the SRC Vice President, Honorable Comfort Obeng Techi. Let's give it up for her, please. Thank you so much, ma'am. And so we would move on to the round table discussion and where we can ask our questions. And so if your questions are ready and you have your notepad and your pens and you are ready, today we are learning about leadership. Yes, and we are unlocking the leadership potentials among us, the youth, and the role of these experienced men. Today is a great day. You should be here. And if you're here, please give it up for yourself. Thank you so much. We are live on UCC TV, on Facebook. And you can follow UCC, SRC on Facebook and on Twitter and Instagram as well. PDF.
Esther,
take it away. Thank you.
Give the microphone to Honorable Kennedy for Rise. And people, I was touched when he was delivering. And we see him to be, personally, Honorable, I see you to be a successful man. But unfortunately, you just told us that you are not yet successful. And I want to, based on that, to lay the foundation of our conversation by asking that, how do we handle success in our quest to achieve greater heights?
Yeah, thank you very much. First, I will say that whatever you are doing, your focus not because I became a politician and I was rich. To be honest with you, I'll be blunt. I'm able to speak my mind because I'm rich. If you are not rich, you go to parliament, you can speak all the British English. Still, they will not listen. They will not listen. So don't think that you are going to be a politician and because you are being a politician, you're going to be rich. No, that's misconception. Some people have ability to be creative. Because I sit here, this bottle and the phone, they are two different things. The shapes are different. But the moment I put this water on the phone, it gives a different shape. So this two here, the value of this is 10. The value of this is 10. But when I put it up here and change the shape, I can sell this for 25 cedis. That's creativity. I've added art to it because the shape is different and now it's attractive. So don't think you want to be a politician and through that you're going to be successful. It will be a short-lived. Because these days, if you are not lucky, you go for one term and you're out. 2 terms, you're out. Then what happens? So the way you see us as politicians, that's not the way it is. Of course, some get opportunity to hold higher positions and maybe through contacts or whatever. I don't want to say whatever they do to make their money. You know, they are there. But don't think politics or leadership, the mere fact that you are leading the people, you are going to be rich. They are two separate things. They are two separate things. You can be a leader and move the people. Yes. You can be a leader and manage the people. But you want to be successful, you have to be an entrepreneur. So there's difference between entrepreneur and a leader. If you are fortunate to have both, then boom, jackpot. So let's get it clear that there is a distinction between leadership and entrepreneurship. You can combine both. You normally, the entrepreneurs tend to be good leaders. The entrepreneurs tend to be good leaders because they put all the resources together. Okay? Capital, labor, what. It brings them together and risk and make the money. So there are two different things. We've had leaders in this country who are not entrepreneurs. Maybe I'll be the first president who is an entrepreneur and create jobs for you. Yeah. You know, so let's get it straight that, you know, leadership and entrepreneurship, they are two different things. Thank you.
All right, Honorable. Thank you. But before you go, one thing I want to say before you go. You know, Honorable, you were able to tell the ladies that, look, especially Janet, I will be somebody one day. I want you to tell us how you were able to define your destiny. Of course, you just told us that we have to put our destiny in our hands. And what was your drive to be able to tell them at that age that, look, I will be somebody one day?
Yeah. Thank you very much for asking that question. But let me start by answering from this angle where, in fact, a lot of you here, because of your level of education, when you complete school, you leave here and go home, and you don't get a job based on your qualification, any job they give you, you don't want to do it. That it will be tough for you to succeed. Because we are in a competitive world. And besides the competitive world, we don't have enough, especially in Ghana. The job positions are few. And many of you are struggling to get that few positions. So if one of the courses in KVAS that I loved that time was BCom. For me, I like economics, so BCom. Let's say you come out with flying colors, BCom. you enter the world and there is no job. Instead of the BCom, I can go and sell water. Instead of staying home 5 years without a job, I can go and sell water. So what I did to the question that one day I'll be somebody was that I didn't give up in life. I was confident. I didn't know when I was going to be somebody. But because I've said it to a couple of women, I made sure that I work towards it. One, you want to be somebody, it's hard work. I didn't feel sure as an Adisco boy going out there holding this board with PK, chocolate, Tatra, Nazet, Rob. Then I go around. On vacations, after vacation classes, I will go around from Okanshi to Kokomlemle. Yes, PK, chocolate, Tatra, Nazet. Yes, Rob. I was selling. My colleagues, sometimes I go to the airport and they are going to UK with their parents. I thought God didn't like me. But through hard work, I got there. So if you want to be somebody, you have to work hard. Initially, I told you that the normal hours is 8 hours. Try and do 12 hours so that the 4 hours becomes your extra income. And you can save that 4 hours income for whatever you want to do. So becoming somebody simply means that you stay focused, you be determined, irrespective of the family you come from. You are determined that I want to turn my life around. And therefore, don't feel shy of any job that will bring you money. Don't feel shy of any job that will bring you money. Just say to yourself that so long as I'm making the money, I'm happy. I saw a guy one day, I was doing a business. A couple of times, I saw him in suit at Golden Tulip, talking to people. I go there with my jeans and sneakers. Who will look at me because of my jeans and sneakers? But I got dough in my pocket. But he didn't get anything. He was using his suit to impress the people that he can let it. In the long run, he sold everything. So humility and hard work will take you far. Humility, hard work, and honesty will change your life around. But if you are so boastful, you don't respect human beings. You think you are there, and that is the end of life. You are deceiving yourself. You get broke. So respect is also important. But the determination and your drive is the key. So determination, drive, honesty, hard work. One day, all the girls who dump you will beg to come back.
I accept that prophecy. Honorable, I know you have a lot to say, but we don't want to keep you all to ourselves. And so we'd want to take your final words so far as our conversation here is concerned.
I think they are calling me from Kumasi. So my widow's mite. I want to support the organizers with 10,000 for organizing the
Organizers, let me take it on your behalf. Thank you. Photographers, take a picture. Let's take a picture for reference sake.
Oh.
I'm taking this on behalf of the organizers. Where are they? So we will do this quick presentation.
This is still the Leadership Summit on UCC campus. And right now we are doing the presentation of citation, and the one doing us this honor is the SRC President, Honorable Lateef Lawrence. And
Honorable,
the Vice
we'll do this
President,
presentation
Honorable Comfort
shortly.
Obain Techi.
Comfort, let's do this presentation
A
shortly.
citation to Honorable Kennedy Ohene Ejapon.
Citation in honor of Honorable Kennedy Ohene Ejapon, MP for Asin Central Constituency. We are honored to recognize Honorable Kennedy Ohene Ejapon for your outstanding leadership and commitment to public service. Through your tireless efforts, you have made a lasting impact on the life of your constituents and all citizens of Ghana. We are grateful for your exemplary leadership and thank you for your dedication to making our country a better place. Ayiko, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable. We wish you safe journey.
And then there is also a package from Floral Tissue. Floral Tissue is a proud sponsor for this event.
Emmanuel Obo, what you say? I learned there's something you would want
A
to say.
package from Floral.
Something from Flora.
Floral Tissue. They are the proud sponsors
So this is a package from Flora Tissue
of this event today. And Mr. Emmanuel Obuo is doing us this honor. Thank you so much, Mr. Obuo. And our proud partners are Fox Event GH, TVUCC, Floor Tissue, and Infuni Media. Pardon? And also presenting a portrait to Honorable Kennedy Ohene Ejapon. The Leadership Summit 2023, and today is 10th March, and we are here at UCC, unlocking the leadership potentials among the youth, the role of the experience. Honorable, let's give it up for her. Standing ovation, please, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Kennedy Ohene Ejapon.
All right. People,
thank you so much for being here. And we have Honorable Dr. Kwamina Menta, aka Rega, is still in the house. Raga is still in the house. I apologize.
All right. Esther, can we proceed?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, people, without spending much time here, we would be giving you the opportunity to also ask your question, but to make the roundtable discussion, of course, the roundtable discussion, I think this is how we're going to do it. Now, Raga, you talked about the fact that it worth it as a leader, potential leader, to establish your standards. Let's get to know how you can come up with these standards. How, as a youth, you come up with your own philosophies, your standards, and you say that, look, regardless of what you do, this is what I stand to do, and this is what I stand for. How do we come up with these standards?
All right, thank you. I think reading has also been able to shape my ideologies and principles. A lot of us have stopped reading, and I think that is also affecting our way of appreciating certain values in our lives. As I said earlier, when I was growing up, I was in the midst of different components of people growing together. So there was a need for me to fit into that particular space. So I needed to have that mindset of how I can also excel in that midst of individuals contributing to my life. And in my bid to do that, I decided to set certain tones that has really shaped me to become who I am. So once I say A, it's A. Regardless of whatever you say, it's A that I want to say. Because for me to be able to make that informed decisions, I might have taken into consideration other factors which will make me believe that what I'm doing is the right thing. So it is about your ability to put into perspective what you believe is right and what can get you where you want to be.
Now, you were able to mobilize your colleagues to rise against management of the university during your time. I want you to advise youth of today who normally use social media and other means to rise against leaders, insult leaders, use all kinds of words on leaders.
Well, I think insults can't give you any solution, as far as I'm concerned. We utilized all the channels that were necessary when the university wanted to introduce 80%. But then when we realized that all the channels have been exhausted and we're still not being heard, that was why we had to go the extra mile to make sure that the world listened to what the University of Cape Coast students are going through. So for me, following structures are very, very key. That notwithstanding, if the structures don't give you the necessary response, the alternative is always appropriate. At the end of the day, you want to be heard. And once you are heard, and there are steps to be able to address your grievances, then I think it's always the best thing to do.
Raka, do you think there's something our leaders are not telling the youth that the youth deserve to know? And with our leaders, I'm not necessarily talking about our president or our MPs. I'm talking about our pastors, our fathers, our headmistresses, our headmasters. Do you think there's something they have to tell the youth that they are not?
Well, I think I initially made my submission regarding reading. The youth of today are not really reading enough, because most of the stuff that they need to know are already there. But because they are not using it, it's very difficult for them to go and do that. What is it that a leader will tell you that is not around you? We know about the economy. We know about UCC. We know about our lives at home. Everything around us, we know. What do you want the leader to tell you before you get to know what you need to know? Your inability to fish out what you need to get, that's what makes you retard with your own progress. You are in the University of Cape Coast to study. That's the ultimate reason why you are here. All other bits are just peripherals. Going to church, doing sports, doing entertainment, doing all other things are just added ons. The ultimate aim is for you to study. Should a lecturer tell you to come and study? The lecturer is not supposed to tell you to go and study, because you know that's why you are here. But the lecturer is there to guide you to be able to appreciate the knowledge you are acquiring, not him. So it is up to us to be able to unearth what we need to know. And that's why I was always advising my students. Your ability to stay in the University of Cape Coast depends on one thing: to be able to identify your style of learning. If you identify your style of learning, everything in the university becomes so easy for you, especially so when you are here to study. Some students are very good when they learn on their own. That could be their style of learning. A student may be good with group discussions. That could be their style of learning. A student may be good studying in the library. That would be the person's style of learning. And a student may be good only listening to the lecturer. That is their style of learning. And that was my style of learning. My style of learning is to listen to the lecturer. So once I go for lectures, I don't sit with my friends. Because once I sit with my friends, they will not make me concentrate on what I need to be able to appreciate from the lecturer. So anytime I go for lectures, I sit away from my friends. Once I'm done, after lectures, we meet. So that's my style of learning. So because I'm able to identify that, it helped me through the university. So I wasn't expecting the lecturer to come and teach me how to study. But whenever I was listening to them, I appreciated whatever he was saying more than going to sit at the library and do my own notes. So leaders are not hiding stuff from the youth. The youth are not finding ways of ascertaining what information is appropriate for their survival.
Thank you. Raga, this will be my final question. Okay. You have told us that we have to position ourselves in a way that we would be recognized in wherever we find ourselves. What do you mean that as students we should always strive to take leadership positions in the school? Yeah. That is what you're talking about. That we should always take leadership positions, contest for SRC president, NUC's president, hall president. Is that what you mean?
Not necessarily. As I said earlier, leadership starts from home. Your ability to make sure that your parents even respect you positions you to be a leader. You don't have to be an SRC president before you become a leader. Even in your class, your ability to command that respect, your utterances make people really make good more meaning into your pronouncements. You don't have to really hold that position. Well, many of the positions I came by was as a result of my power of networks. I have very positive interpersonal relationship, and I'm very friendly to anyone and everyone. I don't really see anyone up there or anyone below. Regardless of which level you are, we flow along and we get along. That, in my view, is leadership. You don't have to hold a particular position before. And I can tell you that had I not had that very good positive relationship with people, my ascension to become a member of parliament would have been difficult. Because if you look at the statistics of how I won, if all members were voting for the president, voted for the MP, then she would have won. But because of the relationship I've built with people from different spheres of life, they all cultivated and added to me becoming the MP. So it doesn't have to you being in a particular position to showcase your leadership. Everywhere you are, shine and position yourself to stand out. That's it.
Thank you very much. People, it is time for you to ask your question. Okay, you can do that. Let's clap for him. Let's show him some love. So you come forward. Remember to mention your name, and of course, let us be decorous with our choice of words. And yes, remember that we are not doing politics here. We want to know how we can unlock our leadership potentials based on what they have told us. So, yes.
Thank you, MC. My name is Samson Louis Ola, and I want to respectfully ask Honorable. My question is simple. Leadership through radicalism. Leadership through radicalism.
Please hold on. Nobody should join again. I'm sorry. Thank you.
For example, students or a group of people are dissatisfied about a particular policy. They employ all form of diplomacy. They refuse to be listened to. And we have a lot of examples in this country and even on our university campus here. Students, after being refused to be listened to through diplomacy, decides to go or to take a step further by going on the street or demonstrating. Then, these students are, brought down and punished and all that. So, can we say in our system, or do you endorse leadership through radicalism? Because to me, that is what I see. You employ diplomacy, it doesn't work.
Louis,
especially.
Louis, I think you've made the point.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Please, let's be brief in our questioning. Next person.
Thank you for the opportunity. I'm Sama. My question is, as a leader, apart from your power, apart from your influence, your position, your academic achievements, and how you can influence people, is there any quality that a leader have to portray to the people out there? Thank you.
Good afternoon. Please, my name is Esther Ofusu Abenanyako Abronoma. Since you began speaking, you spoke about the power of networking. So on that note, please, may I have your contact? Please. Thank you very much.
Please, obeying Esther. And my question is, as a youth who wants to unlock my potentials in leadership, how can I continue to stand by my principles even when everything around me seems corrupted? Then secondly, I wanted to ask both speakers, but as one had already taken lead, I will continue to ask. So secondly, I want to ask that what continues to inspire you to be disciplined and principled at all times? Thank you.
My name is Justice Vargas Dry. Honorable, please, I would like to ask you 2 questions. It's not much about leadership, but our aims in life. We all know success doesn't come on a silver platter, so meaning it comes with some difficulties and hardships at some point. I would like to ask you, Honorable, in your course towards where you've gotten to right now, when you got to your lowest level where you thought or where all hopes disappeared before you, what boosted you or what rekindled that spirit on you to keep going? That's what I would like to ask. And the second one is more or less like what my sister asked. What keeps you going? Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. My name is Ankoma John, and my question is going to be brief. Honorable, when you were making your presentation or your submission, you made it known to us that you were the GAMSU president of this noble university. I would want to know that was that before you became the president of Casford Hall, or that was after you became the president of Casford Hall? And in that regard, knowing that, how best has your political ambition affected your Christian journey? Because we believe that in our Ghanaian political setting, there has been a lot of corruption. Sometimes we find ourselves in. So how best has that also affected your politics?
Okay, thank you. I'm in the person of Abale Alumsinya Awelimai Timothy. Okay. So my questions are a bit long like my name. Okay, my first question is, what is the basic relationship type a young person is to adopt in his or her youthful age, and secondary relationship types to adopt as one progresses? The second one is, can one use the leadership type or style or where he finds himself, the field, in other fields? And then 2, the third one, how do you build a strong foundation as a leader in a small group so that you are able to handle a larger group as you progress? Thank you.
I'm Victoria Akins. Regarding your take on we keeping our standards, I'd want to ask, what has been your shameless persistence in your journey of being a leader? I said, what has been your shameless persistence? Shameless? Yeah. The point where you have, it's become very difficult to choose standards.
All right, thank you very much. I'll pick up on the first gentleman, talking about leadership through radicalism. In my first submission, I was talking about the fact that there are channels that you need to go through before a decision is made. If those channels are exhausted, there are other venues that you can also equally use. If those other avenues are equally exhausted, that is where that decision of demonstration comes in. Remember, anytime you are demonstrating, you are only expressing your grievance. And even in demonstration, you go to give a letter or a petition to leadership why you are demonstrating the way you do. That does not mean you should hurt anyone. That does not mean you should break up structures. That does not mean you should destroy anything. It is what we call civil disobedience. Okay? Not by endangering anybody's life. We did that without endangering anybody's life. After that, we came back to the university. So the radicalism part of which there's distraction is what is always not advised. But you can equally do that and do it peacefully, and then whatever it is will be adhered to. So in my opinion, radicalism should be devoid of distraction. All right. So I don't endorse it. Okay, thank you. Second one is about power, influence. Is there any other quality that a leader can exhibit? I think it's humility. You must be humble. Very important. If you are a leader and you're not humble, and you are very arrogant and proud, it's going to bring you down. Humility is levity. Humility is levity. So once you are humble, you live well. And I believe that all leaders must be humble, because you are just there in a position. You will not be in that position forever. So in your bid to also settle in after that position is taken away from you, will be your ability to relate to the people that you led. If you are not humble to them, they reciprocate whatever quality you showcased. How to stand by principles when the environment is not conducive. I think life is about what you do, and your ability to achieve what you do is dependent on the values you place on yourself. If I say I will not go to Adeshe, or I will not go to Casford, it's just a decision I have made. But when I'm growing up, there are some values that my parents taught me. One is honesty. In my house, if you tell a lie, it's like you've killed somebody, and my parents will not spare you. To them, the truth will not kill you. So why would you want to tell them a lie? There are certain values my mom and dad taught me. If anybody says something, you say thank you or please. If you send any of my sons, or you ask any of my sons to pick something from you, and you don't add please, they will not go. Should they come back and you don't tell them thank you, they'll take whatever they brought back to you away. And that is what I've also taught my kids. The ability to appreciate things, and for people to appreciate them. It has to be reciprocal. So if I send anyone or I'm requesting for something, I need to add please and thank you. It's courtesy. But when you set the principle, that means regardless of whatever happens, you are going to stand by it. It's just like the truth. They should kill you whatsoever. So I want you to understand that those principles are decisions you make on your own, and to abide by your life, to make you go wherever you have to be. So if you don't have to steal, it's your principle, you don't steal. That's it. Okay, what motivates you to go on? Well, I think every time I sing a song before I leave my home, and that song is by Buju Banton. And Buju Banton says that Jah, you always give I and I strength. That is what keeps me going. My ability to have strength and good health. My ability to touch lives is what keeps me going. The fact that I take a decision today and many people benefit from that decision, that keeps me going. The ability that when people see me, they appreciate the very little that I've been able to do for them. And that keeps me going all the time. The last time I cried in my life was when I was 4. That was the GAMSU president. You cannot combine it being a hall president. So I was a GAMSU president before I became a hall president. And I think that also helped me. It helped me because the Christian fraternity in the university is very huge. And if you want to go into any political arena in the university, associate yourself with the Christian folks. Associate yourself with any other groups that are relationship with Raf. Raf is from Ugwa. He's not from Casper. But he's a very good friend of mine. He's now working with me. And we'll work more and more and more and more. I have a good relationship with so many different people. But remember, every relationship you have, look at the benefits you derive from that relationship. If that relationship is not giving you any benefit, it's not worthwhile having it. It is not worthwhile having it at all. Every association must give you a benefit. So if you are going into any relationship, what do you stand to gain? If there's no gains, don't form that relationship. Building a strong foundation in a smaller group. I think I started it that way. We had it from group discussion. From group discussion, you move on to the class. Be more vocal in class. Ask questions. Let people notice you. It's very important. You are so timid when we come to the university. And when even we leave in the university, we hardly even know people. With my class, when I was teaching them, by the time you are out of my class, you should know about 50% of the people in the class, their names. Because every time I use it as a quiz. Write 20 names of people you know in the class. And it's not just the Nickies. You are writing the full names of people you know in the class. And I was doing that all the time. My master students, my first year, my third year students, I was doing that to them all the time. Here I get to lectures, I said, go to the back of your sheets. Write 20 names of people you know in this class. Those 20 should not be part of your group studies. You should not. You know that the best way to live your life is to know people. We are not islands. We are human beings. Social human beings. You don't even know the name. It is really wrong. And before I leave here, I'll ask all of you to write 10 names of people who are sitting by your side. I'm just kidding. All right, that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable. People, Honorable Kojopon Kroma Island is joining us virtually. So, organizers, if you're ready, let's connect to wherever he is. It's quite unfortunate that he couldn't make it personally. But Island, his rep is also here. But thankfully, he is joining us virtually. So,
Is it happening now? Because I was thinking that.
Hello, my name is Kojo Oponkroma. I am the Member of Parliament for the Ofonsia Yobe constituency and Minister of State of the Republic responsible for information. I want to start by apologizing to you, my good friends at the Cape Coast University, for my inability to be there in person. I really would have wished to be with you today for this engagement, but unfortunately, some conflicting diary issues have required that I be at an equally important event. So I am at this event in person, and I'm with you here in Cape Coast in spirit. I would take the next 10-15 minutes or so to share the thoughts that I would have shared with you if I were with you in person as well, as best as I can through this virtual platform. I also want to commend the Office of the SRC Vice President and indeed the entire Student Representative Council for putting together this brilliant initiative. It's an opportunity for you to dig deep and deepen your capacity so that you can do a lot more in the near future when you take over the reins of leadership wherever you find yourselves. You can do even better than what we are doing in our little corner. So I commend you. Keep it up. I'm looking forward to an opportunity to be with you, hopefully at the next such summit. Like you, I am a young person who had the opportunity of being in Cape Coast University between the years of 2001 and 2005. I took up a Bachelor of Commerce degree program, after which I then came to Accra to work as an intern at the Multimedia Company Limited. And through the ranks, from an intern, partly through my national service, which I did at British American Tobacco, but then I also worked as a part-time worker here in Accra at Multimedia, and then eventually became a member of staff, rising through to the top to become an editor status employee, during which period I hosted the station's leading breakfast show at the time, the Super Morning Show, and then Newsfile, as well as a number of major national engagements, including presidential debates, etc. I left after close to a decade to pursue my private business interests and then a law career. And after I'd practiced briefly as a lawyer and a private business person, I got attracted to get into politics. And today I'm a member of parliament and a minister of state, using all the lessons I learned from Cape Coast University through my internship days, through my employment days, using all of those lessons to serve as best as I can in my current capacity. So if you say leadership journey, I understand it to be a process of acquiring skills through service and bringing those skills to bear to serve in a higher capacity. For me personally, and I think for many other people, there are a number of challenges that you will face on your journey of acquiring skills through service and bringing those skills to serve in higher office. One of the first challenges you would come across most likely is that most people will not believe in you. Majority of people will not believe that you have the capacity or the competencies to deliver on something. And as I mentioned, it starts from serving and using those skills that you acquire through service to serve in higher capacity. That's what leadership is about. Now, in the beginning, when you are given an opportunity to serve at the lowest level, chances are the majority of people will not believe in your ability. I remember when I was given an opportunity to serve as an intern at a radio station. There were people who were of the view that this guy has never been to journalism school. He doesn't qualify. He can't do it. Indeed, those who had been to journalism school were some of the people who thought I was not competent enough for the job. Then I remember when I got the opportunity to host the breakfast show on Joy FM. Again, there were people who was like, this guy's never even been a bench for the morning show. He can't do it. Then I remember when I got an opportunity to become a deputy minister or even a minister. There were a lot of people who were of the view that he can't do it. You know, this guy's never been a politician before. He's never been a minister before. How is he going to do this? He can't do it. So one of the first things I realized is that a good number of people will not believe in you. It is a challenge that you have to work to overcome as the years go by, to prove yourself and to prove them wrong. Another challenge that you are very likely to face is that people will actually undermine you. There will be people who don't only just not believe in you, but they will make an active effort to ensure that their view that you don't qualify for that job is proven right. And so they will work to undermine you. Whatever resources must be made available to you through them, some will withhold from you. Whatever opportunities must be given to you to prove yourself, some, because they don't believe in you, as I mentioned earlier, will just, do their very best to sideline you. And then there are those who would work to create an ecosystem that doesn't believe in you. So chances are that apart from people not believing in you, you also find people who actively work to undermine even your best of efforts, or to prove that your best of efforts are not good enough. I recall a funny incident when, on one of my most difficult shows at Joy FM, when the show had gone terribly bad, at a time when many people didn't believe in me. I had listeners and then I had colleagues who were saying, if this is how Comrade Mo had done the show, you think the show would have been here for you to come and host it? This boy, we told you can't do the show. You have to pack him somewhere and let's find somebody else to do it. And there'll be active efforts, not just to not believe in you, but also to undermine you sometimes. A third challenge that I think you are likely to face is that you will get very little help. Sometimes I hear young people who say, nobody's helping me, I'm doing my best, nobody's helping me, and nobody's giving me. You should actually expect that you will get very little help. Not only will people not believe in you, not only will some work to undermine you, but the help that you think the ecosystem owes you and the society owes you and people should give you to carry you to the next level will most likely not come. Those are some of the challenges, first line challenges that you face. That comes in addition to your own life challenges, sometimes financial challenges back home. For those of you who are, advanced in age, married, in a relationship, etc., sometimes you have family commitments, sometimes you have work commitments, other things that also then work to take away the time and the opportunity and resources that you need to deliver on that leadership potential that you have. I think there are about 4 things you need to do to overcome these potential challenges. Number 1 is that you need focus and clarity, that this is the duty I have been called to do. This is the service I have been called to offer. And I'm going to do my very best to deliver it, no matter the distractions and the storms around. Number 1 is that you need that clarity of focus. I've been given the opportunity to serve as a porter in this group, to serve as an organizer in this group, as a secretary in this group, as a cleaner in this group, as the driver in this group, as the vice president in this group. It's an opportunity to serve and prove yourself. No matter what anybody thinks, you need clarity and focus that this is the job I have been given as a personal assistant. I am going to ensure that I do this and I do it to the best of my ability. No matter what else goes wrong, this job will not fail. You need that clarity and focus on that opportunity today you've been given to serve. I've been given an opportunity as a photographer, as the one who prepares the room for the meeting, as the one who is the financial secretary. I'm going to make sure that even if everything fails in this group, this job I've been given will succeed. That's number 1. Number 2 is that I think you need some mentorship and advice from people who have been in that position before, people who have succeeded in that position before, people who have failed in that position before, people who have worked with other people in that kind of position before. I've been given this job. What do I do? How do I get this right? How do I ensure I don't fail? So I recall in my very early days speaking to people who had gone to journalism school when I was told, you've never gone to journalism school, you can't do it. So I remember asking, I've never gone to journalism school before. I've been given this job. What do I do to succeed? How do I get this right? How do I ensure I don't fail? I would speak to people who were trained journalists, practicing journalists, people who had succeeded at it before, people who had failed before. What made you fail? How come you didn't get it right? Is there a lesson I can learn from your experience? So that second point is that you need mentors, you need mentorship, you need advice from an ecosystem of people who've been there before, who've seen it before, who've succeeded, who've failed, who've done it before, who've worked with people who've done it before. It gives you perspective and key lessons on how to go about it. Now, while at that, you need to be clear in your mind that you need people who will give you advice that will be useful to you than people who will reinforce the view that, Masa, forget it, you can't do it. You need some positivists, because remember I told you that chances are that a lot of people don't believe in you, won't give you the opportunity. So when looking for mentorship and advice, be clear to look for people who will feed a certain positive edge in you, not people who will reinforce the negatives. Number 3, you need grit. Grit. I see a lot of young people who start one thing and fail, second time and fail, and they think that's the world, and that the world has come to an end. I can't do it. It's not possible. It's not working well. There are difficulties in life. Things don't succeed at the first try. In fact, sometimes the most successful people are people who have failed the most because they have learned how not to do it in many other ways. But to move from failure to eventual success, you need grit. You need the ability to carry on, learn lessons, carry on, make mistakes, learn from them, move on, do better. But you need grit. You need the staying power. You need the ability to fall down and get up and dust off your clothes and move one more time. How many of you know how to ride a bicycle? You know how to ride a bicycle. You would recall that the very first time you rode a bicycle without the 2 supporting ties, chances are that you fell. If you were one of the people who just said, I told you mean to me, and just left it after your first fall, chances are you'll never learn how to ride the bike. But if you're one of the people who falls, gets a little bruise, you get up, you dust it off, you get on the bike again, you fall again, you get up, you clean up, you try again, chances are that somewhere down the line, you'll be one of the people riding down the hill on a bike with your arms widespread because you have learned how to master the balancing of a motorbike or of a cycle. I remember when I learned how to ride a motorbike proper, I fell a few times. And for those of you who ride a motorbike, when the engine is very warm and it falls on your inner lap, you will see how it burns. But I didn't stop there. And my instructor kept telling me that, get up, dust it off, let's go. Get up, dust it off, let's go. And that grit of coming back and doing it again the next time makes you better. One of my first shows on radio was terrible. When I listened to it today, it was appalling. It was a useless show. And when I listened to it, I'm like, oh, but this guy. But I was given opportunity, and I kept trying to do it better. And one of my supervisors at the time, Matilda Santiago, I remember her very clearly telling me that you are as good as tomorrow's show. You are as good as tomorrow's show. You are as good as tomorrow's show. So you have another opportunity. Get up and get it better tomorrow. So the third thing is grit. And then the final thing I think you need to overcome all of this thing is a desire for excellence. There are too many of us young Africans who like to go around with this view that this is how it's done and that it is okay. This can pass. You must be one of those who has excellence as a value, who has clarity in your mind that you are not competing against mates in Cape Coast or in the Central region or in Ghana or in West Africa or in Africa. You are competing against people from around the world. And so you are going to be the best in the world at that thing that you've been given an opportunity to serve us. Make excellence a value. And if you build that grit and keep trying and you make excellence a value, trying to become the best in the world at it, chances are that you will overcome some of these challenges and you will indeed become one of the best at what you want to do in life. Who is a leader? My understanding of a leader is somebody who has had the opportunity to serve and has built a skill set and is bringing that skill set to serve again only in a higher capacity. A leader is not supposed to be a boss over everybody, throwing their weight about, giving instructions and shouting commands here that if you don't follow what I say, then there's a problem. No, a leader is somebody who comes to serve with a skill set built over the years, serving in a lower capacity. And that kind of person, when he becomes a leader, knows how it is to serve at a lower level, knows how it is to see things in difficulty at a lower level, and therefore has an opportunity to try and make things easier for people who are down the value chain, and has an opportunity to use that office to deliver value to people at the end. My objective in life is to try to make life better for other people. Thankfully, over the years, I've been blessed by God through my private career over the years, from very early days in my life, to be able to fend for myself and my family. But where I am now, what I really desire to do is to try to make life better for other people. So if it's helping other people, with their educational needs, their health needs, career opportunities, or if I'm given an opportunity to serve in a particular office, how do I make life better for people in this organization? How do I make this organization better? So my organization's work becomes a key focal point through which I try to serve to make that organization, the people in that organization, better. My community's work as a member of parliament, how do I make lives better in my community? So my vision, my objective in life is to make life better for people wherever I find them. One of the tricks to identify opportunities is to connect your personal skill set to the need around. If your skill set does not connect to the need, chances are that it is not an opportunity for you. So let's say I have learned how to sing over the years. I have a good voice, I can pitch well, I can sing. If I'm in a group and that group needs somebody to sing, that becomes an opportunity for me. I'm connecting my personal skill set to a need. I have the skill set to work numbers, to work on policy, to work on marketing and communication related matters. If I'm in a space where there is a need, I quickly identify that there's an opportunity for me to bring my skill set to bear. If I'm in a space where they are looking for a pilot to fly a plane, that is certainly not an opportunity for me. I'll crash everybody around us. So I connect my skill set to the need around me, and I sense that as an opportunity. I think you can do the same too. Well, if you want to build your leadership capacity, two things that I think you should look at. First, an opportunity to serve. I don't think leadership is about running for office today, that you want to run for office to become the something, something, something. No. It's about looking for an opportunity to serve today. Because that service will enable you build your skill set. Which skill set will give you an opportunity to serve in higher office? That's one. Number two, in serving at a lower level even, I think what you need to do is to connect your skill to the need. So what is the skill that you have? How does it connect to the need available at that local committee or community? And when you are able to connect that, you know where to serve. That service at the lower level is what will bring you a higher day. When I joined the Students in Free Enterprise at the Cape Coast University, at the time it was known as Students in Free Enterprise, today it's known as Enactors. I was a good coordinator, getting things done. And so as a member of the group, when I realized that we needed to get things done in some of the communities around us, Diakoro and a few other places, I stepped up to take that opportunity as a project coordinator. I had no idea that later at the national competition, when our systems fail in our presentation, that skill set will bring me forward to coordinate our presentation, because I had coordinated the project, so I knew everything we had done in our 4 projects. So when doing our presentation, things failed. That same skill set brought me forward to coordinate the presentation. What did we do in project 1? What did we do in project 2? What was the target? What did we achieve? And in coordinating those questions and answers, we ended up presenting. Now that presentation impressed Mr. Kwesichum of Multimedia, who was a judge there. Like, see this guy, things went off and he's coordinating the way they are doing it. He can think on his feet. And he offered me a job. And that same presentation, another judge, Mr. Gumado, also said, this guy appears to have numbers at his fingertips. I want to give him a national service opportunity to do Treasury at British American Tobacco. So see, skill set, need, I put it together as opportunity at Cape Coast University SIFE. It brought me to national competition, which gave me 2 jobs, British American Tobacco and Joy FM. And I took those 2 jobs. Then I became a business reporter with my numbers and somebody who could coordinate and present on air. And those 2 came together to take me to become a member of staff and eventually to host the breakfast show on Joy FM, which then took me to higher levels. And today I'm sitting before you having this conversation. So that's how I did it. I believe it's a simple set that you can also follow. I think one of the biggest things society needs to do for the youth is to give young people an opportunity. Give young people an opportunity. And in flip side or in reverse, young people take the opportunity to serve. I hear a lot of people say, is whom you know, whom you know. I don't think it's whom you know. I think it's who knows you. Hear me again, it's who knows you. And not just who knows you as a human being, but who knows what you can do. So we are in church. There's a little church group. If you take up a role to serve in the group as an assistant organizer or as secretary, and you do it with diligence, grit, and excellence, if I'm a member of that group, I will know you, I will spot you. And tomorrow when we are looking for people to do something, that's why I say, there's this guy in my church group who does this for us and he's so good. We should give him this opportunity. So it's about who knows you or who knows what you can do. That's what today's world is becoming. Let me be very honest with you. But that also means that you should take up the opportunity for service. Young man, young woman in a group, when an opportunity for service comes, don't say you are, way above it. Take it. There's a young girl I saw in my constituency somewhere around 2020. We were campaigning. And I saw this young lady who was with us campaigning. She was standing somewhere as we were campaigning. She noticed an old woman coming from the farm. And the old man was carrying stuff. And she left where we were, walked across, I was standing on the podium still speaking, went to where the old woman was, and took the old woman's stuff, and went across with her to her house. I just said, and apparently this girl, I didn't know at the time, but she was a first-year university student, actually from Cape Coast University. I didn't know. I was like, hey, which young girl is so down to earth, will leave, what she's doing, go and carry some woman's stuff and carry it home and come back and stand there. That's really impressive. So later, I asked one of the team members, find out who that young lady is. Then they found out who she was. And I got to know her. Student, apparently needed a bit of help, needed a laptop, support with education, etc. But she had demonstrated service. So I was like, find me that young lady, let's support her. Today, I think she's a beneficiary of my scholarship program. We bought her a laptop, we're giving her opportunity. So young people, take up the opportunity to serve. And I also ask that society should give young people an opportunity. Do not fear to fail. In fact, in America, they say fail faster. One of the best ways to build experience is to try something, fail at it, learn how not to do it better next time. I see a lot of people are sometimes scared to try because they are afraid they will fail. Give it a shot. Try it. If you fail, you learn from it, and you do it better next time. And what is the worst that can happen if you fail? We're in a part of the world where sometimes people make failure look fatal. But failure shouldn't look fatal. Actually, failure means you have tried it before and you figured out how not to do it, and you can do it better. My daughter started swimming, and I remember her going for a competition, and the first time, I think for the 50-meter dash, she did 56 seconds or so. And when she came out of the pool, I'm like, how was it like? She's like, I did 56 seconds, but next time I'm going to do 54 seconds. Guess what? She did 54 seconds the next time. And now she set herself new targets that she wants to meet. So try. You may fail, but then you try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. It's one of the things that I think people should have clear in their minds, that you have to give yourself an opportunity to try. And even if you don't succeed, you try again and get it better next time.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Kojo Ponkroma. People, let's clap for him. I just got to know that it is not about whom you know, but it is about who knows you and what you can do. Who knows you and who knows what you can do. So you aim to network, you aim to take contact. But surprisingly, it is sad to know that if the person you take in the contact doesn't know what you can do, you take the contact in vain. Because many faces have been seen, but few are known. Ladies and
the father of all.
Thank you very much, PDF. I wish to thank Honorable Kwame Namita Nyakon for staying with us to the end of the program. I think it's been a very long day. And also thank Honorables Kennedy Japan and Ponkroma for being a part of this summit. I wouldn't attempt to summarize all that have been said, but I'm taking away some lessons, and I believe you're also taking away lessons. One of the lessons that I'm taking away is the need to learn to serve. Leadership is not about lording your position over others, but it's about serving others. And through service, many good things, I believe, will come your way. I also learned that we need to be focused, and focus is something that most of us lack. You want to be everywhere, you want to do everything, you end up achieving nothing. When you set a goal for yourself, keep your eyes on the ball, kick the ball as hard as you can, kick it as often as you can. I believe that you would achieve whatever you intend to achieve. You also need drive, you all need to make compromises. We've heard about honesty, respect. it many a times that it's not your degree that will get you a job. Until you've been told that it's who knows you. What networks you find yourself in. You might not have gone to those big schools, but you're here with all those others. Do you know who is sitting next to you? Do you know that the person sitting next to you, in front of you or behind you, might be your next employer? Whenever you get the opportunity to present yourself to anybody, make sure that you position yourself properly. I'll give you an example. One day I was going to the United States, and I got to Kaswa an hour before my flight was to take off. What that meant that there was no way I was going to catch that flight. But I took a leap of faith. I went to the airport with my laptop behind me. After about 5 minutes going through the processes, I realized that my back was lighter. And somebody was taking my laptop from me. I turned and it was an immigration officer. I was wondering what he was trying to do with my laptop. So I asked him if I could help him. So, sir, you don't remember me? I said, no. So don't worry, you don't have too much time. Let's talk whilst we go. Now, I went through immigration without going through immigration. You know what that means? When halfway through immigrations, they started announcing my name because the plane was about taking off. I went through all these processes that would have taken about 2 or so hours for me to go through. I went through these processes in about 20 minutes. So on our way to board the plane, I said, so why are you doing this to me? He said, because you affected me positively. I said, how and where? So I sat in your liberal cause and I like the way you carried yourself. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because you don't know who is watching you. You don't know who is looking at what you're doing. If you get an opportunity to do anything, do it well. Do it to serve others. Do it with humility. And do it with honesty. And I believe that by doing that, you would achieve whatever goals you set for yourselves. I've heard young people talk about the fact that old people or the elders do not give them the opportunity to serve and to lead. I said it in my opening statement. Nobody will give you the opportunity. You need to grab the opportunity. So that young lady who went to carry the firewood, that was her access to some funds. I carried bags to the airport and I got an opportunity to go and work in a foreign country for 3 years when my salary doubled more than my salary was increased tenfold because I carried somebody's bag to the airport. Are you ready to serve? If you are ready to serve, then you are ready to lead. If you are not ready to serve, then you want to be a boss. And most bosses don't succeed. If you want to be a leader, learn to serve. And through service, you will lead. And when you serve to lead, you always be a good leader. I thank the organizers of this summit, and I believe that this is going to become a part of the programs that will institutionalize as an office, so that every year we'll give you the opportunity to do this. I work closely with the SRC and I always tell them, give me something that is innovative, something that will challenge yourselves. And I believe, I think that we need to say we need to clap for the Vice President. She's done well. She's pulled a very large crowd to come in here. And because she's ready to serve, she knows I bent rules for her. I bent rules for her. There are rules I have that I don't bend, but I bent the rules for her because she's ready to serve. And one of them was to sign checks on the bonnet of my car, which I don't do. But she was ready to serve. She was very committed to do this. And when we see this level of commitment, mean, showing me she was the president, I was showing her I'm a dean. But we played it in a humble way, with humility and with respect. We've gotten this thing, and I'm very proud she's done it. Congratulations to you once again, Madam Vice President. I'm not one of the speakers, so I won't tell you about leadership. But what I wish to say to you is that take lessons from what you've gained today, and I believe that with the right attitude to life and with the right approach, all of you can lead some way, somehow, one day. Thank you, and God bless us all.
Thank you very much, Dean of Students of the University of Cape Coast, Professor Eugene Kofo Mafo Date. People, we have some presentations to make, but I think we would have to take our vote of thanks. Is the Vice President here? Emmanuel Obo, is he here? Emmanuel.
PDF.
Okay.
Okay, so the one doing us an honor of giving us the vote of thanks is Miss Christabel Abanga. Now with a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Miss Christabel Abanga to give us the vote of thanks. Let's give it up for her, please. Miss Christabel Abanga.
Add the SRC Secretary to it. She's the SRC General Secretary. Malik. Go ahead, Malik.
All right. Thank you for this opportunity. First, I'd like to thank God for giving us the opportunity to be here. Secondly, I'll thank Honorable Dr. Kwame, that means I want to get the name right, for honoring our invitation. To our chairperson, the Dean of Students, we are so grateful for joining us. And to Honorable Kojo Ponkruma, who joined us virtually. I hope you see this, we are grateful. And to Honorable Ken Ejapon, thank you so much wherever you are. We've been blessed by your knowledge and the experiences you shared with us. I'd like to thank our media partners, Flora, Mufoni, and TVUCC for honoring this invitation. On behalf of the SRC, I'll thank all the students body who came around. You took time of your busy schedules to be here to learn about the experiences of these leaders. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a great day.
Let's give it up for her, please. She is actually the SRC Secretary. Thank you so much. Now we will move on to the presentation of citation to our dignitaries, and the one doing us an honor of presenting the citation is President Achiri Adam. Now with a round of applause, help me welcome President Achiri Adam. Now he's giving this citation to the Dean of Students, Professor Eugene Date. And also, Flora has a package, and Mr. Emmanuel Opuo, aka Dependable, is doing us an honor presenting that package to the Dean of Students, Professor Eugene Date.
I was telling somebody I wasn't ready to accept this because I suspect my sons and daughters want to do something. You won't do anything. They said they won't do anything, so I'll accept it.
Thank you so much. President Achi Adam, the President of GRASA, and then Mr. Obwo Emmanuel, dependable. Also, presenting the citation to Honorable Dr. Kwame Minta is the SRC Treasurer Eric Irenchi. Now, with a round of applause, help me welcome the SRC Treasurer Eric Irenchi to present the citation. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Dr. Kwame Minta, the MP for Cape Coast North constituency. Thank you so much for being here, sir. Let's give it up for them, please. Thank you. And also presenting the floral package is the SRC Vice President, Honorable Her Excellency. You know what? Her Excellency Obin Techi. Let's give it up for her, please. Comfort Obin Techi. Thank you so much for being here. And also we will take a performance. And then the performer is Kwame Shelter. Now with a round of applause, help me welcome Kwame Shelter, the poet.